Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time once again for some more Baldur's Gate 3. Now, last night it turned out my services were required, and so I had to cut the episode a bit short, but I had a good length anyway. Let's carry on. Additionally, it's worth noting that equipping the torch has unequipped both weapon slots.
On my way.
So I'll be wanting to change that at some point. Now, our party are feeling somewhat low on resources. Let's just explore this large chamber. There's a door. We won't open that just yet. What are you doing? I clicked the space right over there.
Armed scribes. But no sign of a struggle.
Let's continue illuminating this dank old crypt.
That they commanded protection.
That's probably a very good question. Now, I could blatantly be sneaky and steal all their stuff, but I'm not going to do that because that would spoil a surprise. Let's be a little more respectful of these ancient dead. Bring a little warmth and light into their houses. And rob all their stuff. Look, the light helps me see, okay? See what I'm taking. See what's worth picking up. Now, we are running pretty low on spell slots. We got a severe spell slot shortage over here. And no recovery action, right? What's new here? All these things. Right, got it. Once I got a decent amount of light, I'll put this torch away as well. That is a pick-up hand, not an open hand. Let us not pick that up. Now here, that seems very deep and not like a place, a vast chasm filled with water. Not a place to investigate anytime soon. In here we got another soul coin, a peridot ring, and a skull. We got a chest here with 2 scrolls of protection from evil and good. Celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. You know what? Why don't we split out one of these? Because we can send one to Gale. Give one of these to Shadowheart. And we can light some of these. Can't reach. You're lying. I'll find a way. Game.
Locked. As if that were enough to keep me out.
You're really not going to let me light those candles, are you? I swear there was a way to let them in early access. Well, we found something interesting and fun, haven't we? So let's look at that. What could this locked book be?
This book is far lighter than it should be with such a massive lock.
Let's say that again. We're going to channel a spark of divine power into the lock. And since this is a clerical matter, let's make this an ecumenical discussion and include our other party cleric as well. There we go.
As the lock opens, a loose page comes with it. Magic pulses from the parchment. What was once script is now an obliterated scrawl. You have a sense these are names, a list. But of what?
Time for a religion check. How could a priestess fail a test on knowledge of religion? Well, by rolling really poorly. So 3 to 6, we want to roll a 4 to 7 or higher then. 4 or 5, 4 to 6 will be a little concerned. 7 or more, it's safe. Excellently safe.
Gods. These are the names of gods, once lost but now restored after the Second Sundering. Entire pantheons have dwindled and been reborn, silently recorded by this book.
Okay, so there's something there we did not get to see. Let's have someone else take a look.
Always sharp.
See if they can find it. The names of dead gods, most of them unfamiliar and unpronounceable, fill the pages of this ancient tome. Several entries on the last page have been stricken through, the final 3 thoroughly enough to be completely illegible. I think the investigation check was something about those final 3 names, and it's probably to do with Merkel, Bane, and the other one, the 3 gods of like death, murder, and what was the other one? It was something to do with death.
These boots have seen everything.
The 3 who usurped Jurgel's power, or so they thought, but really, he just got off lightly and was like, okay, yeah, look, you know, my reign, you know, all things in life must come to an end, including my tenure as god of the dead. Sure, I'll let my reign perish and you can take over all the responsibility. Be my guest. That way I won't have to do it. And they gullibly fell for it, like the fools they were. Speaking of fools, I'm going to keep lighting these candles. It is nice that the candles are not lit when I enter this sepulchre. We don't have to answer the question of who's been going around lighting all these torches and candles and keeping them freshly supplied, because the answer is we did it. Can we make it out there? Probably not. No, we can't. It's very, very wet and my torch has gone out. Will the torch magically ignite once more when I make it? No! And hey, my weapon's back. No, that's the torch. Oh well. Let's get my weapons back. I have a mace and a bow. Excellent, there we go. Don't want to shoot anything. And then with our hands we shall magically continue to light these things with the hot embers of our torch that we recently extinguished, or the candles over there. Or we can get some flint and tinder and strike and strike and strike a spark until one actually manages to land there, oh so awkwardly. Right. So, being conscious that we are somewhat short on support. Hang on.
Indolence breeds madness.
Short rest, I can do that.
Enough time wasted. Battle awaits.
That's replenished our fighters' active abilities.
In it. That's Jurgel, scribe of the dead. Didn't think anyone still worshipped him.
I'd imagine that as Lord of the Dead, he probably would find it amusing if anyone bothers to come here and worship him at all. A forgotten faith.
The inscription is in a language unknown to you.
That's happened before.
Can't slow down.
Well, now. I just had an interesting thought or two. Never mind. I'm sure it'll become relevant rather soon. These banners seem to indicate this place was an active place of worship for Jurgal. Because the statue could be there if someone came in recently and took the place over. Let's just get a... Oh yeah, that's very Terry Pratchett's death almost, isn't it? And what is going on here with this little beard on the skull with a kind of metallic coloured tip? That's supposed to be gold. Wait, there's something else on the tips of his fingers. I see.
Looking ahead.
But anyway, I was thinking, these scribes who've been here for quite some time, right? Who, resting by the bench and by other positions, were they just standing here for eternity until they starved to death or passed away? They seem to have perished at their stations, but I don't think they were assassinated here. Were they sacrificed so that they could remain as silent witnesses? And were they members of the worship of the old god, like the few last remnants of a surviving sect? Or was there something else? What's this? Ah, cantrips, right. Were they here to venerate the old faith, or to suppress it and protect the rest of the world from it? Because the Dread Three, right, who took over Jurgal's
Something over there.
found a secret thing. Well, they took over his power. They wouldn't like anyone still worshipping him after he had stepped down, as it were. Oh, this is like the Bard trilogy, isn't it? Like Paydor, the hook-handed Bard. There's a lot of death involved in that. Like death gods and dead gods. It comes across a bit as David Gemmell fanfiction, but hey, it's not entirely bad. I should probably reread it at some point, actually. Or, well, I only read the first two. I read the second one donkeys years ago, and then like 5, 10, 15 years later I managed to read the first one. Don't think I've read the third. So, let's press a button. The dead wake. Their vigil has not ended.
Hells. Something just woke up down here.
And 3 of us get to go first. So, why
Let them
don't
come.
you,
The darkness can be to our
Cunning
advantage.
Hide,
Outmaneuver them.
move. Will this reveal? Nope. So, keep sneaking. Sneak, quick sneak. To
Have a
there.
fight. Let's go.
Okay. Low-level spells are really good spells. And we are all here.
On my way.
Now, okay, that's very odd. Wait, is that showing where the enemies think Astarion is? This ghost image of where he started his turn before he hid? If so, that could make interesting sense. Right. I spy with my little eye something that says Entombed Warrior with lots of hit points. Ooh, yeah, sure, why not? Magic Missile doesn't miss. If he has a higher armor class than the other skeletons, that extra bit of damage will have helped us. Okay. You seek to silence her. You think that's going to make a difference? It might. Now, what is he doing? Why is he not ending his turn? Okay. I see enemies. So many enemies. How about... let's look at this situation for a moment. So... just to here. Not quite. Here we go. In terms of range, they're all out. So, we could leg it. I think we should.
Got to move.
We'll get near the front of the silence spell. Oh, just out of it. That's perfect. Now you... yeah, that's nasty. Another one, I see. I like the little quick cracking of his joints as he comes running over towards us. That was fun. Oh, really? Why are you going up there? You don't even know he's there. Okay, that's nasty. Is there a ghostly image of him still back here? Not anymore. I think we should go like this. Yeah, don't worry. It will all be fine. And push him off. Then move out here. Shoot an arrow. Yeah, he's right there, man. Look, fine. No, don't. Just normal shot. And great. Now we do have... oh, hello. That's even better. So you. Ooh. I kind of want to do this, but all who can see. That's not enough. I want more. Okay, actually this is... there's no defend action. I'll just hold there. Now. Lae'zel knows what to do. She's disappointed, but she's going to try again anyway. That's much more like it. And again. Not expecting any kind of stunning action, but a bit of extra damage would have been appreciated. They do have their spells. So... oh, you've got turn undead as well. Excellent.
Have to keep going.
Will it get him as well? It will. Excellent. Apparently he doesn't have line of sight. Those stone railings must be really solid. Yeah, you come down here and do that. Ugh. Seriously. Fine. Yeah, you fight her. Ow. Obviously. There goes that bless spell. But hey, here comes something else. Right, you. Come on. I need you just around here. Fuck off, is that not enough movement? Right. Okay. I should have just cunning dashed in there for the extra movement, really, shouldn't I?
Can't stay
right.
Don't waste a step.
Okay. Seriously? That is a very disappointing range. Right, okay. They're mostly using spells right now. There we go.
Victory awaits.
Look, sometimes it just happens, okay? Get off the steps, you get better footing. Ow. She don't like that. She'll have to get you for that. And she can as well.
With you.
I said she can. Apparently I was mistaken. Yeah, there you go. Thinking you could get away like that. Now you bugger. You're going to get hit with a mace at this rate. Right. So, about that cunning dash.
A better position.
Is this a sneak attack for ganging up? It is a sneak attack for ganging up, and guess what? You got deaded. And I'm doing this on extremely low resources. Let's get out of the area.
Ahead.
So it wasn't an aura on her, it was just an area of effect. Right, you. There you go. Would have been nice to get the other one over there, but apparently the range on it is reasonably short. Hit him hard, lady. Or not at all. At least she's not taking any damage back, so that's good. Speaking of which, we can run down here and do this, can't we? Excellent. Look, I can take a 1-point hit. And you flee this source of holy power. In the meantime...
Yes, here.
Guess what? You get shot.
I wonder if this is worth the cost.
Oh, we can as well.
You
Brilliant.
can take me on.
We can reach him. Lovely. We're even going to take his stuff.
Victory awaits.
Hit him. You know what? You're starting to be a bit of a disappointment, lady. You better get better at this over time. Otherwise, Shadowheart's going to show you how it's done.
Fall, damn you.
See? Even she can do it. Cunning dash is also useful.
Quickly.
I don't think we got a good line of sight there. Oh, okay, we'll take it.
They didn't want to surrender their valuables, even after death.
There we go, that worked out all right. So now we've got a few more
One
injured,
day I'll
so
catch a break.
that short rest would have been better. Here, let's plunder their things
What's
now,
in
which
here?
we could have taken from their bodies earlier, and then they would have had nothing to really fight us with apart
There
from their
better be a
spells.
soft bedroll in my near future.
Oh, he's feeling pampered and missing his creature comforts of the city, isn't he? Now, fighting them without the lights is a bit harder. I mean, if you've got dark vision, you don't suffer penalties as such, but still as a player, it makes it easier to see the foes. So, were they protecting this entrance to stop people getting in? Or were they lying in wait to stop something getting out? I think stop something getting in.
Effort to hide one sarcophagus.
Here's a great big chest. What could be in it? Amulet of Lost Voices allows us to cast Speak with Dead, level 3 necromancy spell. Larian are very good at having Speak with Animals type spells in their games, and thinking of, hey, What could this animal know that nobody else might know? The same probably applies to corpses. It certainly did in early access. Remember back in the Druid's Grove, there was that dead drow who had a tadpole in him when he encountered the Druids. We could use this on him. And some money and a bottle of grease. Also, many vases. I imagine most of these will be empty. It is worth checking, just in case one of them isn't. However, this is definitely falling into the Resident Evil every container is empty vibe. At which point you start to feel, why did you even make them interactable? Let's light up the remainder of these candles. If we're going to do something with this ancient tomb, we should show it the proper respect.
Here lies the guardian of tombs. Through knowledge comes atonement.
Interesting thing about the word atonement is it does mean at one-ment as well. It's being at one with yourself, being at peace with yourself, being able to find that inner peace and be grateful at last once again, instead of being conflicted and feeling guilty. Let's interact with this. It is massive, isn't it? Look at the size of it. And when a hand helps open it, that can't be a good sign. A gold-encased cranium, no less. He looks very rock star there, descending slowly, arms spread, doesn't he?
So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me. Right, as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life?
Did you have any specific mortal in mind? Also, where's the dialogue history? That should be pronounced standst, not standest. Or standst before me. It's a silent E in that case. Quite the question. What's the reason for it? So he has spoken. Which he are you talking about? A little spooked by the crawling out of a tomb bit. What are you? Peaceful undead? Interesting. Why aren't you attacking me? I presume he won't have much of an answer for that. Who has spoken?
An arbiter of certain matters. But that is not important now. Wilt thou answer my question?
That I shall. Ask away.
So, I ask again, what is the worth of a single mortal life?
Now, he's been very well cast. I mentioned this in the multiplayer session, but he does sound a bit like Jeffrey Whitehead. He's got that dry, slightly aristocratic rattle that seems incredibly well suited to such an aged skeleton. No one life is worth more than any other. We are all equal. That's an interesting answer. What is the worth of a single mortal life? Well, either they are all the same, or they are different. That depends on a person's deeds. Have they contributed to the world in such a way that their life is worth more, or even less? Life's only value is as currency. Doesn't matter to me otherwise. Each life is of infinite value and merits sacrificing everything for. That's a tricky one. The only life that matters is mine. That's a very selfish thing to say. It depends on the mortal. So, depends on what they did, depends on... This is a tricky one. Is this... What's the difference between these two? This is a person's actions. This... Is that saying some people are inherently worth more than others? Let's go with this one.
I am sure thou believest as such. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
Now there's an implication here. There's something deeper going on. For some servant of the masters of death to be greatly interested in us implies either Jurgal himself is interested. Now this is... right. A lot of people have criticised this game for saying it doesn't seem to have a very strong connection to the earlier Baldur's Gate games. I'm thinking with the Dead Free, Bane, Merkel and the other one, let's just pull this lever while I'm at it, and a ladder descents. With them being involved, they're the usurpers who took over from Jurgal, and if he is interested, taking an active interest in this, either he's reclaiming his power from them, or it is they who have commanded this former servant of his to take an interest in us. The Bane, Merkel and Baal, of course. Ah,
What's that?
we found a thing. Let's dig up a thing. Now, the player character in the first two Baldur's Gate games was a child of Baal who had apparently scattered his seed across the mortal realms into numerous mothers who had children and so on, right? So they would be adopted and could be of any race, but had this seed of wickedness inside them.
So, you know about these parasites. Will we survive them?
Only if my people extract them. The only other cure is the blade.
Okay. Wonderful.
And you think this Githyanki extraction technique doesn't involve a massive blade? It probably does. Now, what are we doing here? We are probably looking... What's down here? What's this? Get help from Auntie Ethel. Okay, that's not down on the beach. That's all the way out there. So yeah, we probably want to head up this way then. What was I saying? Oh right, yes. So why would any god of the dead be interested in us, apart from the fact that we're killing lots of monsters and NPCs? But I don't think it's going to be that simple. I don't think it's going to be an Undertale level of look at all the people you've killed by the end of the game.
Do you think your kin search for you, Lae'zel?
I know they do not. It is my responsibility to cleanse myself.
They pursued the Nautiloid. Perhaps they were trying to free you.
A vain notion.
No.
I am one of many, and will not be a burden to my queen.
You're not a burden, you're a threat at the moment. You are infected, after all. Let's head up here. While we're at it. I believe... yeah, hidden cache. I believe we have good reason to investigate up here. And then we'll probably want to head back to camp and get ourselves some beauty sleep. Although... Right, so the map marker has now disappeared. Now we've got... What?
My, what manner of place is this? A path to redemption? Or a road to damnation? Hard to say, for your journey is just beginning. What would suit the occasion? The words to a lullaby, perhaps. The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that? Love. Was that? They do know how to write them in Cormier, don't they? Well met. I am Raphael. Very much at your service.
It's always a pleasure to hear the voice of Andrew Wincott. I didn't know he'd make such a compelling villain. He does seem very aristocratic and smug. He seems to have teleported in with a bit of a red flash. A pleasure. I'm Jaria Vel, and I'm fairly certain I don't need to ask which of us is the mouse, and which the cat. Pretty words. If you want to threaten me, don't disguise it. Well, that's more what Lae'zel would say, isn't it? Walk away. No. Then again, walk away while you still have legs to walk with. Yeah, that's the kind of insidious thing she might come out with. Although I think the third one seems more her style. But no, I'll play it nice for now. Obviously, she doesn't like the way he's talking to her. She looks at him as if he's explaining something, and she's a modern-day feminist with a really negative attitude towards men.
Charmed, I'm sure, in more ways than one. We should have a chat, you and I, but not here. This quaint little scene is decidedly too middle of nowhere for my tastes. Come.
And in an instant we are spirited away to somewhere else.
There, middle of somewhere.
Now, if I was a power gamer, what I would do at this exact moment is switch to another character and nick all the food off the table. That is absolutely possible. I'm not going to do that because it's borderline cheating, and it's probable that the conversation would adjust to react to that, so I'm not going to leave that. Can you be more specific than somewhere?
The House of Hope, where the tired come to rest and the famished come to feed lavishly. Go on, partake, enjoy your supper. After all, it might just be your last.
Well, I mean, since he's offering... Come on. Come on. Oh, interesting. Huh. So it seems now that exploit doesn't matter, and it might be selecting who's being interactive in the dialogue. What makes you say that? Oh, ignore him and fill your plate. No, I'll ask.
Call it a ninth sense. What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do. Am I a friend? Potentially. An adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain.
I wouldn't be so certain about that. When some kind of fiend comes offering salvation, we should be concerned. Why would you help me?
Because my compassion is boundless. I stride among the needy, giving comfort where I can. And you're in dire need. One skull, 2 tenants, and no solution in sight. I could fix it all like that.
I think I need to think this over.
Take all the time you need, but make up your mind before you're counting down with tentacles. Try to cure yourself. Shop around. Beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility until none are left.
Oh.
And when hope has been whittled down to the very marrow of despair, that's when you'll come knocking on my door. Hope. Such a tease.
The reason I said oh was I saw the life bar on the portrait and realised these must be the initiative portraits, as if this conversation was a fight. And if I do want to take this deal, how would I find you? I'll have the last laugh in the end. Take me back. After that I never want to see you again. I'll rip out your mocking tongue. No, how would I find you if I wanted to take this deal? She's constantly scowling and sneering at everyone. It's rather unbecoming.
I'll be around, watching you squirm like a tadpole through a nice juicy brain. All those pretty little symptoms, sundering skin, dissolving guts, they haven't manifested yet, have they? One might say,
no, that's very odd.
You're a paragon of luck. I'll be there when it runs out.
I wonder if he knows what's going on here. Or if he's merely offering to assist. So we've got a barrel. Nothing there. Another barrel. Oh, the chest up there is probably a stash. Some rope. No! You fool! I wanted to open it. She was like, it's stuck. I'll bash it open. It'll be fine. Okay, so we got a warg fang, which can be used to make an elixir of bloodlust. Can buy 3 of these to calcinate them into ashes. But it would appear I can make the alchemical solution without the ashes already. So it's nice to know that it's not just a one direction thing, where it's like, collect 3 of this ingredient and then upgrade it to something you can actually use. It's no, you can use it like this or change it into something else.
That's curious.
The rocky crevice, we're going to leave that for now. We might come back later. Healing potion, elixir of the Colossus, and potion of animal speaking, all of which could be quite fun. Which animals in particular? Oh, I could talk to that bear who's sleeping on the lift lever, right? Among other things. Ooh. Just had another fun idea. There's an animal who might be quite enjoyable to speak to. I don't know when we're likely to meet him, but if you've played the previous 2 games, you know what I'm thinking of. A certain hamster. We could even give this potion
How would you punish someone
to
who
the
wronged you?
owner of the
Wrong me
pet.
how?
Oh, say murder or theft?
Killing is good. It culls the weak. But theft would be paid for painfully, 1,000 times over.
Good to know.
Easy there. Yeah, let him talk to his pet. You know, anyway, let's head back to camp and get some rest. I imagine some of the denizens of our camp may wish to speak to us. Yep, I see exclamation marks aplenty. And we have a new person in camp. Let's see what all this is about.
We meet again, as predicted. I shall be here in thy camp for whenever thou hast need of my services.
Not to be rude, but what are you?
There are many answers to that question. None are important.
Focus on the divine energy I can feel from his presence, yes. What could possibly be sending him here? Oh, that's hard. And that's not going to do it. I could re-roll. Nah, I'd still have like a 75% failure chance. I'll just live with it.
There is a great divine energy indeed, but the source is unclear.
You were sorting something before. What were you doing?
Beyond mortal realms, there doth exist an amalgamation of spirits akin to thine own, ensnared by the treacherous cult of the Absolute, felled in its name.
Oh.
They bear great discontentment with their destiny. For a mere pittance of coin, I might summon the worthiest among them to lend aid to thy undertaking.
So this would be how a respecialization is justified. It's literally you're being possessed by the ghost of someone from a different class who was killed by the cult of the Absolute. I still have plenty of thoughts on the Absolute and how the Absolute may relate to the antagonist and how it might not. Do I have time for it before the end of this episode? I'm not sure. If not, I'll probably bring it up next time. Will these hirelings be joining me willingly? Oh, summoning the dead. Do you think I can trust these cultists?
Suspicion always haunts the guilty mind. My services are all that I can proffer thee. What thou wilt do with them is for thee to undertake.
Okay, so this is the hirelings. This isn't the additional... this isn't the respec. Impressive. Are there other ways you can help us?
Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more.
Isn't that rather miraculous and not the sort of thing that should be offered quite freely? And why are you offering this service to me? That's incredibly powerful magic. Why is it so easy for you? Well, he's pretty much in touch with the dead already, isn't he? Look at him.
Because it is my calling. There is little else to explain.
I don't agree. You've been told to come and offer me these services for a very specific purpose. Someone wants to see me make it through alive to the end of this adventure. And someone has a vested interest in my success, or at least in the part I must play, and then witness the outcome. 100 to change class is very cheap. You mentioned a cost. What is it?
A matter of coin.
Right, 200 gold is really, really cheap. I'm done here. So in case I don't have time, what I'm going to do at some point in a future episode is read up on the antagonist and see how it could relate to the Absolute. The antagonist is a bit of mindflayer folklore. Essentially, a mindflayer who has attained free will, which is something other mindflayers fear. They are a hive mind organization. They like everyone doing everything together. Can I get up there? I can. For the sake of the mindflayer community, controlled by an elder brain. And the antagonist is a free-willed mindflayer, one who is interested in independence, who can think for himself, who does not contribute to the nexus of thoughts that flows between all the mindflayers in a particular community. He is the bane of their existence, something they fear. Now, the antagonist what did feature in a trilogy of mindflayer adventures from 2nd edition. He does have a name, he is a specific character, but for this game, it has been theorized by many fans that the default name for the player character of Tav, T-A-V, stands for the antagonist's vessel, implying that the tadpole in our head is the antagonist. This is an interesting thought. And since there are multiple characters, the antagonist might be creating these custom tadpoles as a way to fight back against Mindflayer society, to free it, to give it individuality. There is something I discovered later on in Early Access about the cult of the Absolute, which the Absolute that the cult worships is not a single individual, but rather a collective, a Mindflayer collective. And they aren't all impersonate each other, pretending to be a single one, but rather they are acting as the mouthpiece of the Absolute, and essentially all in communication with each other, sharing, but independently from normal Mindflayer society, to the point where we ask, is the Absolute the antagonist of old Mindflayer folklore or not? Let's see what Gale wants to speak to me about. I suspect he's reached the point where he needs to consume a magic item. We do have these cursed gauntlets, but he might demand something else. Do we get to choose? Let's see what he wants to say. Now, who could this be? I imagine he's conjuring up an image of someone he once knew. Who is that?
Oh. My, you startled me. I, it's miles away.
I know that look. You were praying to your goddess, weren't you?
Not praying. Not quite. I was just practicing an incantation.
It's okay. No, there's more to it than that. I know devotion when I see it. Look, if I roll a 1 or a 2 and blow this, a 2 would pass actually, so that's just a don't roll a 1 time.
What can I say? She's Mistra.
I can't quite describe it. The need I sometimes feel to see her. To draw the filaments of fantasy into existence. No sculpture or painting could ever do her justice. Only the fabric that she herself is and embodies.
The weave. Mistra is all magic. As far as I'm concerned, she is all creation.
Careful, Gale. The other gods are just as important. My own, for example. This feels very Brother Cadvile. You're deluded, Gale. There's more to life than one goddess. You sound like a smitten schoolboy. Is that, like, insulting or teasing and being friendly? I didn't realize the depth of your devotion. But hey, we don't always have to take class options.
Magic is my life. I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it. It's like music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Would you like to experience this?
Magic normally comes to me through prayer, but I don't mind trying.
Then follow my lead.
What's he up to here? Is this supposed to be some kind of portal? Or is she going to fluff it, completely fail now? Imitate the gestures quickly and decisively. No. Slowly and precisely. We'll go with that. It's the most thematic. Oh dear. Look. It's okay to fail this. He might be a bit disappointed, but it shows we got potential to grow and learn.
Not quite, but this is the easy part. Should we try again?
Oh, that was fun. This is very Harry Potter bullshit, where everyone can just automatically do everything.
Strange, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran Mistraril Kantrak Eo.
This is suspicious. This seems like the kind of behavior that got him addicted to magic and needing to constantly consume magical power. There is a difference here, so we'll go for it. And we'll repeat after him. If it seems to become dangerous, though, I will pull out.
Suddenly, the scent of rose water and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
History. Think of the here and now. This unexpected moment of learning. Nature. Picture a place of utter peace, away from all harm and the mayhem of civilization. I should obviously check the odds. Recall a memory of early youth, a happy family moment. Perhaps a birthday. Apparently she doesn't remember very many of those. Performance. Try to hum a familiar tune. You know what? A beautiful place, or... Sure. These are decidedly easy rolls, possibly leading to trouble down the line. Too easy. Is he sharing our vision?
You see, or is it sense, the presence of a woman. The woman who hovered over Gale's palm. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss, then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace.
Our hands
You
were
are
close together.
safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mystra's hand.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel?
I don't know, do I have to multi-class now? Because apparently I'm a wizard. Or witch. Enchanter, sorceress, enchantress, all kinds of things. I'm not going to call it effortless. That was too easy. Right, so this is what I dislike about Harry Potter, where they go into school and, like, first day, the teacher's like, hey, here's a spell. Bam. Look, you can do it too. You do it now. In front of the class, unsupervised. Here's a magic wand or whatever, right? I much prefer the College of Magic from the Earthsea trilogy, where the students turn up, they have to persuade the door warden to let them in, and once they're inside they get to study and learn magical practice and, you know, ethics of magic and magical theory and understanding for at least 2 years before they're even allowed to cast their first spell, before they even understand how to, and the responsibility for ramifications. Magic, sensual even, effortless, it's different, but I can definitely feel a divine kind of presence. Sure, go with that.
Quite so. The weave is a sensitive conduit.
The weave connects you. The moment feels intimate.
Hold on for a moment. It's a good night for intimacy. I barely know the guy. You're in no mood to be so close to Gale. Release your grasp on the weave. Look, he's been friendly. He's been fairly decent. Is this a never, never, ever again, or is it just a not right now? I do think I'm connecting to the magic too much, though, so I'm going to ease off at this point.
The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
Oh. There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night.
Hey,
I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you.
well, thank you. Perhaps we'll do it again sometime. Just, I wasn't ready for whatever might have happened next. You see Lae'zel's here busy sharpening her sword. Still don't know quite how she powers that grindstone. And Shadowheart's portrait is blatant on the map, as if she wants to... Okay, lady, you're messing with that box of yours again. Why are we getting certain... So we're getting, like, Lae'zel's portrait, indication off the edge of the map, but not for Gale.
Bloody hells. Literally. Just when I think I've got a grasp on our dilemma, a devil shows up. No matter. We've dealt with every other oddity thrown at us lately. We can handle this one too. Now, as for this Raphael, he knows our secret. He claims he can help. What do you make of him?
Well... he's a devil. We shouldn't trust him. Simple as that.
No doubts at all. He seemed powerful and very knowledgeable about our problem. Not the worst prospect we've stumbled across.
I'm
As
sorry.
long as you can look past what he is.
I said we shouldn't trust him. I didn't say we shouldn't work with him. I've changed my mind. I'm a character from EastEnders, or Neighbours, or Home and Away. You know, all those characters who say my mind is absolutely made up, nothing can change my mind, and then someone does it within half a scene. They're just so rubbish. Look, if they're that mercurial, just don't have them say that their mind is made up, and don't have them proclaim that they're more solid and rigid when they're just not. It's really unconvincing, and it weakens any future claims to the same. I must admit, I'm feeling less sure of this. No. I'm not going to just change my mind. We can't trust him.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear. I know people who work much like our new acquaintance does. You don't need a scourge or a rack to break people. Fear and self-doubt is sufficient. When actual pain comes, the victim's already done the heavy lifting for their torturer. There were no right answers with that devil. He was toying with his food. Us.
Now, torturers used to often display their tools to the victims before applying them. Let the fear of the tool build up the work, so that when the actual time comes to do the work, they'd literally like uncover all the tools, like, these are the things I'm going to use. Let you imagine, and as you see them, let you imagine how they're going to use them, and then eventually when they do, all that anticipation makes it even worse. I'm glad I made the right decision then. Who the hell are these people who do such things? I didn't realize you were so well versed in mental and emotional torment.
Aren't you glad that I am? It's an effective trick. Watch out for it. And for Raphael.
We should join separately for now. Go on, get lost. I'll look for you here if I need you again. Should get to know each other a little more. That could be taken so many different ways. What's the story of that odd little artifact you've got? What do you think of all that's happened to us so far?
We've been through quite a lot, with likely more to come. Care to narrow it down a little?
What will you do if we actually manage to remove the tadpoles?
I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course.
No reason for us to not stay together if we get on well. Where would you go? I'll go with this. See where it goes.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. If we do survive, we'll have separate lives to return to. I need to get to Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach.
You've mentioned this before.
As soon as possible.
I won't pry. If it's something you don't want to talk about, and you didn't before.
Thank you. And you're right. It's a delicate matter. Not something for light conversation.
Let's just leave it at that for now then. I don't like how these seem to be extremely linear. You could almost call them binary. It would be nice if this was a more complex... Oh goodness, he really likes her even less than... He really doesn't like us.
At the ready.
Let's check if... Wait. Do we have anyone else in camp? I don't believe we do. But let's talk to these two, see if they have anything to talk about.
Now there's a bloody devil trailing after us. Well, this gets better and better. Shop around, he said. He seems sure we won't find anything. And he might be right. We've had no luck so far.
He does seem quite certain of that, or he wants us to believe so. He's not. We still have options.
Maybe. But all that, take your time, I'll wait, nonsense. He's playing with us. He reminds me of, well, someone I used to know. Someone I like to play with people. Creatures like them don't play games. Unless they know they can win.
So what do we do?
We keep hunting for answers. What other choice do we have? This is no ordinary mindflayer parasite. Who tampered with it, and why? What do they have planned for us? And why are we important enough that a devil comes knocking on our door? If we find those answers, we might have a chance.
Indeed, that is a very valid question. Why are we so important? Was everyone who was chosen by that mindflayer vessel chosen for this purpose? Or rather, not? Oh! I was gonna... yeah. Okay, here we go.
This devil Raphael flaunts his paltry wings as if he wants to impress us. You saw the red dragon slaying his infernal kin above hell's fires, did you not? Next to a dragon, the devil's a gnat. When I am Kithrak, I will take my Queen Vlaakith his head as a trophy.
You know, you're not very good at making friends, lady. What does that mean, Kithrak?
Githyanki knights. The riders that chase the Nautiloid. They are the commissars and enforcers of my Queen Vlaakith's will. Vlaakith bestows no greater honor. To wield a Kithrak silver sword is my destiny. I will earn my Queen's favor, and I will conquer every layer of hell should she command it.
Why were those knights chasing the mindflayer ship? I think I know... Oh, no, wait, no, yes, I do think I know why that was the case. So, the basic surface level answer would be, they're Githyanki, there was a mindflayer on the ship, they wanted to kill it. They didn't care about the lives of anyone else on the ship, they just wanted to kill the mindflayer. That is the main purpose, the main raison d'etre of Githyanki. They hunt the mindflayers and are trying to hunt them to extinction, for enslaving them for many centuries, when they eventually regained their freedom. Because one of the Githzerai, not Githyanki I believe, saw through the mindflayer doublespeak and doublethink that was being imposed on them, and according to Planescape Torment said, "There cannot be twin skies." He also said the croc sings true, but he wasn't talking about a crocodile, he was talking about the Karak blade, which apparently is pronounced croc, even though it bloody isn't, because the letters are nothing like that. Anyway, so, the surface level answer would be they were hunting the mindflayers. I suspect there is a deeper reason why they were chasing that particular vessel. And it's not because of the custom tadpoles that are operating differently, but because of that tiny little spoiler I found out earlier on, where we learned that Shadowheart stole that spiky box from the Githyanki, and they probably want it back.
The Geich are my kind's mortal enemy. It is not unusual for the Kithrak to give chase, to penetrate the hells. This is unusual. But I'm not one to question the wisdom of my queen. I can see but to the horizon. Vlaakith's sight pierces the many planes.
If Lae'zel knew the Githyanki were chasing the ship to recover the spiky box, which she probably doesn't, otherwise she would have done something about it by now, then I imagine she wouldn't tell us at this rate anyway. So what are my plans for upcoming for the next episode? I want to use Astarion to disarm some of those traps in the tomb and get into that large central tomb for whatever precious things might be within it. That will involve purchasing some kind of trap disarm kits, as I think... yeah, these tools, fine. Oh, it is late. And trap disarm kits, yeah. I'd also like to get Gale back in the party. I'd like to recruit Will for a while. But those can all happen after we rest. Nobody else seems to wish to speak to us at this point. Let us slumber. Right. What do we got? 3, 8, 11, 12, 16, 18, 20, and other stuff. We'll use one of these for now. I hear snoring. Who was it? Well, let's get out of camp. And with that, I think it's high time I end this episode. It's been going on for...
Your sour face is tiring, Shadowheart.
What?
By all means leave if I am so distasteful.
I'd rather not turn my back on you, if it's all the same.
Okay, let's get inside the grove then, and then I'll wrap up the episode. Are we going to open or what? Yes, we are. Good, great. So yeah, that was interesting. That was fun. We got to explore the rest of the ruins, do a few other things. And I can probably flog off some stuff as well soon, too. But for now, yeah, I think this is a good enough point to end it here. I hope you've all enjoyed this episode, and I will look forward to seeing you all in the very next one. I'm going to say goodbye for now, though. Cheerio, everyone. See you all next time.